We're gonna do a song that you never heard before.
Here they come, I get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening?
What up, bro?
Oh man, trying to get the week off. Starting off real good though, man. Trying to go finish it on up strong.
Yeah. Question for you, bro.
What's up?
When you was in basketball, right?
Yep.
You had to run to you had to start at the baseline or start at the end of the court, and then you had to go to the free throw line and back, and then half court, then back, then the other free throw, then back, then the full court and back. What was them called?
It's called suicides.
Not anymore.
Well, no. It's
gone. It's gone. It's gone. You're not allowed to call them suicides anymore.
What are they called now?
You either got to call them ladders or up and downs. Can't call them suicides no more.
Bruh. It is going to be some real wussies taking over. It's going to be some... No, my whole... So this is the thing that's funny because you call them suicides because in the drill, you running your legs to death, basically, though. So you're killing your legs. It was self-suicide. You're killing yourself, though, right? So that made sense to me, though, right? And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, no, yeah, you're going to go ahead and hit the baseline. We run it up and downs. But y'all better go somewhere.
Hit these ladders. You better get these ladders.
The sissification of the United States nation is upon us, bro.
Well, we're going to talk about it because Dave Chapelle is seeing that things has changed. Things just ain't the same for gangsters no more. Let me get this music popping off, bro.
Let's do it, bro.
Things just ain't the same for gangsters.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Can you dig it, sucker?
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. Every episode is streamed on both platforms at the same time. Ace Kennedy.
What up?
I saw something that just made me laugh.
What's that?
Somebody said how to make a man happy versus how to make a woman happy. It says how to make a man happy. Let him have his space. Sleep with him. Be his best friend. And don't bother him about the moves he makes. Sounds pretty straightforward. I don't know if I necessarily agree with all those, but hey, to each his own. But what was funny, how to make a woman happy is really not too difficult, but to make a woman happy, a man only needs to be a friend, a companion, a lover, a brother, a father, a master, a chef, an electrician, a plumber, a mechanic, a carpenter, a decorator, a stylist, a sexologist, a gynecologist, a psychologist, a past exterminator, a psychiatrist, a healer, a good listener, an organizer, a good father, very clean, sympathetic, athletic, warm, attentive, gallant, intelligent, funny, creative, tender, strong, understanding, tolerant, prudent, ambitious, capable, courageous, determined, true, dependable, passionate, and without forgetting to give her compliments regularly, Go shopping with her. Be honest. Be very rich. Not stress her out. Not look at other women. And at the same time, you must also give her lots of attention. Give her lots of time, especially time for herself. Give her lots of space. Never worry about where she go. And most of all, it's very important to not forget birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's, and arguments she make. Ladies, they say ain't lying here. Whoever made this post, I thought it was hilarious though, man. Just pulled it up.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was looking at IG and found this one where it says only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally, but a man is only loved under a condition. So,
you know who said that?
Who said that?
I laughed because you said that he was a whack comedian. Chris Rock said that, bro, in a stand-up.
Oh, I mean, just because he whack at stand-up don't mean he can't have good things to say.
Listen, no, he said that in his last stand-up, right? He basically was making the point that, everybody else besides a man are basically judged unconditionally, but a man is judged based off of being a provider. What can you provide to a woman, to a family? Right. So yeah. It's that excerpt is one of the few times where you can look at something and not see the entire conversation and still be able to draw the same conclusion from that one excerpt though, man. But great. The stand-up overall was okay. Now, if you were basing him being a whack stand-up off of that one, you may have had something to go off of. But that quote though is still interesting though, man.
Yeah. Yo, bro, did you check out Dune?
I did check out Dune. Listen, liked a lot of things about it. And you might hear in my background here a lot of banging and some pots and pans here. Apparently, we got some cookie making going on over here. And my family is also wrestling between the pots and pans that are under here as well. So, but I did see Dune, bro. And listen, I was excited to watch it though, man, because I remember you telling me, hey, it has a lot of similarities, a lot of parallels to Star Wars. Big Star Wars fan. Sure, I'm gonna like Dune, right?
Yeah.
So I did. I liked it all the way through to the very last end of it. I hated the ending, bro.
Why?
Well, so I absolutely hate movies that just end. I know that there's a part. I know it said it's a part one. I hated The Matrix when you saw Smith and Neo laying on the table together, and they're both knocked out, and that there's a part 3 coming. And I still hate it when it just stopped right there. Like I liked on The Matrix 1 how The Matrix 1 stopped when Neo had his skills, he came back to life, and boom, there was an ending. Then part 2 came, and it was a new movie based off of where this one picked up at. I like those kind of part 2s and everything like that.
Well, you ain't like the ending of Infinity War either.
Listen, so I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I didn't like the ending of it though, bro. No, I didn't like the end of it. I to just stop. Like, it's one thing that you want to have people like, oh, it's a cliffhanger or whatever. But I think for me, I want to see an ending, and then you pick it back up.
So you don't like like shows like Insecure. You don't like the way that ended. You don't like the way like we found out that Lawrence was having a baby, and that was just it.
No. I don't mind that. Because it ended with him having a baby. That was the ending. Right, that was the so it leads you into, okay, the next season comes along, then that's what it's going to be about. So I get that one being the big cliffhanger. That was the grand reveal, basically, though. But
that was the thing, Dune. Listen, we talking spoilers, so I'm just letting y'all know if you ain't seen Dune, I'm sorry. The ending, first of all, this isn't just a movie. I got so many things to say off of everything that you
Let me hear.
So one, Dune isn't a movie. It was a book. It's a book. So they are adapting this movie off of this book. So the ending of the book doesn't happen until the end of the book. So they have to go to a point to where it transitions into the next part. So my thing is that what we saw with Dune is a spot where they could say, okay, this is a good place where we can end, because it's like we seen him dreaming about Zendaya this whole time. He finally gets to her, and she's like, no, you don't understand. There's so much more to go. And they stop right there.
That's another thing. Now that you brought that up, it almost made me hate that too. I wanted to see more Zendaya, and I wanted to see more of her actively in the scene, not just the flashes and everything like that. I wanted to really see what was it about her that made this man have these flashes about her. Like, what was so majestic about it, though?
That's
bro?
the thing. He's learning. This again. This is like an entrance movie. He's learning about himself. He is still doesn't even know who he is yet. He's learned. I mean, if you watch the movie, he was learning different things, pieces and parts of things throughout the movie, finding out who his father really is, finding out about his grandfather, finding out about who his mom really is. And the crazy part is there's still more to go in the next part.
Wait a minute. I'm sitting here looking here. Brittany wrote, this isn't the anniversary here, but maybe you've been following us for a year.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what that's for, though. We've been.
I think we started March.
Yeah. So Brittany wrote, you may have been 6 months late on the scene here. Maybe it's your happy anniversary to you, though. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, and the other thing, you was talking about the Matrix. Bro, the reason why we got an ending in the first Matrix is because they didn't know they were making a sequel. It got greenlit after the movie was successful. And so then they shot 2 and 3 at the exact same time. They just filmed the whole 2. So you had to stop after he saved Trinity. Like, what else was they supposed to do?
I guess my thing is that, to me, I get even part 1, but even on part 2, it's like I would have wanted there to be, when you see them two together on the table, and when you see him waking on up, and you start to see, oh, that's Smith. You could have did something, and then made it a quick little epic little scene, and then ended that way. But I thought that it was just. So I hated that too, though, bro. But listen,
you ain't watched Lord of the Rings either.
Love Lord of the Rings.
And,
love
Lord
of the Rings.
So you
hated how they end. I hate every listen. I hate and listen. And this is with no for this particular time though, bro. With no caveats, probably with no exception. I think I hate every single movie I've ever watched that stops like that, though, man.
That's crazy.
And listen, shout out to Brittany Rowe, because she said Harry Potter is better. And here's what's crazy. I've never watched an entire Harry Potter, but I know grown men, shout out to my boy Rocky the Rizzo, who are diehard, and Brown, who are diehard. We had Brown telling us about how this is the greatest thing ever, the greatest story ever told. And to see the sheer excitement in his voice behind this, I believe, but I've never watched more than 20 minutes of Harry Potter. And I say that I'm going to do it every single time. And every time I start down the path, I stop.
Now I'm cool.
I'm gonna give it another shot.
I ain't doing it.
If I can give these new rappers a shot on music, listen. Speaking of that, I owe a status update, bro.
Okay.
So I'm riding with Landon, right? And I like to I still like to give him the ox, right? You know what I'm saying? Let him put on some stuff that he liked to put on though, bro. And I'm sitting here listening to, he put on a couple of songs, right? And I'm just like, nah, this ain't it. And then so I say, listen, Landon, I'm about to go ahead and I'm about to get ready for my final game of the season. Let me get my hype music on. Let me get my hype song. So I play my little playlist that are like my hype one, and it has like Waka Flocka, Hard in the Paint. It got a bunch of bangers on there. Bangers, right? So so Landon puts on. I said, Landon, play your hype song. Play the song that you say this is my jam. So my dude puts on Holy Smokes by Trippie Redd and Lil Uzi Vert, bro. And I am sitting here. Ace Kennedy, and listen, he said, no, this is me and my gaming squad. This is like our anthem, basically. This is the lick. And I'm listening to this song, Ace Kennedy. Half of the song, I don't even think Trippie Redd is even on beat. Now, I have heard some pretty good Trippie Redd songs, believe it or not, though, right? But this one was it. But I was like, all right, let me. I'm gonna give it a chance, though, right? Bro, I fell out. And so far, man, these new rappers, if I had to give them a progress report grade, they probably at like a C right now. They're not completely failing, but they're not quite winning me over either. And when I say winning me over, I'm leaving out hope for two rappers in particular. If these two disappoint me, bro, I'm all the way gone. And that's YBN Cordae. I want to hear. I've never heard Cordae before, so I want to hear YBN Cordae. And there's somebody else, but not looking good though, bro. Not looking good. And Ace Kennedy, because Brittany Rose onto something. I don't know why. I don't know why Quavo calls the song "Scrub the Ground." Right? Because I told you before, it already kills me when I hear people say that something is stressing them out. So when he flips it, instead of saying scrub the ground, it just hurts my heart that that's the name of the song. But on the cool, I absolutely love the song, bro. It's the sample of the. Have you heard it?
Nah.
Oh my God! You know the round and round we go. Round and round we go. Everybody say, scrub the ground. Scrub the ground. This is the South Side days. That scrub the ground.
Okay, I'd have to hear it.
You know, listen, bro. We've danced off of scrub the ground before.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I still gotta hear it.
Oh my God. So yeah. But anyway, they basically sampled that and flipped it though, bro. It is all the way a club song though, but straight banger. It was almost like when I heard WAP and I was like, oh, that's out of here. I heard this and I was like, oh yeah, it's out of here, bro.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. Okay, transition though, because speaking of that, I remember one of the delays that Migos had about them coming out with their last album was they were talking about money. You know what I'm saying? They're getting close to this thing, and they were talking about money issues related to their label. They signed the quality control. They got a lot of good people signed to them. A lot of good artists are signed to quality. So what's crazy is that seems to be a more common thing. I look online and news to me, Meek Mills is talking about, yeah, man, I've never seen a check from my record label, right? I'm thinking like, wait a minute. Meek Mills has been on since I'm a boss. Got to be working on 7 years now, right? Maybe if not longer. Let's say now he's longer than 5, so 7 years, and he's been signed to Rick Ross, right? So I'm sitting here mind blown because I'm thinking like, wait a minute, bro. You mean to tell me you've been signed and you've had platinum albums and you've had Billboard number ones and these are number ones for these categories and these lists, and you've never gotten royalty check from Def Jam, or are you saying that you've never gotten a check from Maybach Music? Where is the money, Ace Kennedy?
I think he's probably getting money from Maybach and not getting anything from Def Jam. Because this is why I say that. Why I can confidently say that. You can't have Rick Ross going at Birdman for not paying his artists if he ain't paying his. So, and I haven't heard Wale say that. I haven't heard anybody else from Maybach say that. I never heard Omarion say that when he was on. So that tells me he's never gotten a check from Def Jam.
Which is crazy because here's what I think is mind-blowing by that. Because I believe that Meek Mill is signed to Roc Nation for his management. Jay-Z's the owner of Rock Nation, who used to be the CEO of Def Jam at some point. So I'm thinking, like, surely now you got to be getting some money though, right? Like, listen,
It depends, man. It depends on, first of all, what he owes. Like, you ain't getting no money until you pay what you owe.
surely though, right? Surely, right? You got a budget, right? And his question is, how much money has the label put into him as an artist versus how much they've actually generated because of his music, right?
Doesn't matter. Depends on what his contract say.
Let me tell you what I think is crazy, Ace. There is a reason why I think that you and I have always voiced that we would be hesitant to sign with a major label right around now, because yeah, you know what, maybe, right, if I'm sitting on, maybe I would be willing to sell some of my masters and royalties for what I deem to be a good cash value, right? So let's say if somebody says, hey, you know what, yeah, I don't own all my masters, but I've been sitting on $50 million that I've generated since I've been an artist. I think that would be kind of fair. But I'm sitting here looking at that and I'm trying to follow, bro. I'm trying to figure out. Keisha Cole chimes in on this, and Keisha Cole says, come to think about it, I was thinking about the same thing. I ain't never received a check from my record label, right? So I'm just sitting here thinking like, whoa, wait a minute. Keisha Cole has had #1 hits, been Grammy nominated. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, does that mean that they're just getting money from their shows? Because now in the streaming world, right, Meek Mill came in right at the beginning, right, of when music was transitioning to being streamed more frequently. And so I'm just sitting here thinking like, well, how much are these labels getting off of the streams if he's not getting nothing?
Yeah, but I don't know that it's necessarily the stream part, because the thing is, what people got to understand, when you own these labels and you getting these budgets for these record, to produce your record, you got to pay back what you owe. And don't even talk about a 360 deal. So the thing is that you might not receive anything from your label if you have not paid back with what they put into the record. You get you getting paid from your royalty checks. You getting paid from what you making off these shows. That's just what it is. But at the same time, bro, with all of these artists, at the end of the day, they have access to lawyers. So they need to have the lawyers look into it. But I'm just saying, whatever's in their contract, that's what it is, which is why you and I ain't signed no contract.
So he said, which by the way, just for the record, we have been offered contracts before that we've humbly declined, right?
Some laughable contracts.
Yes, we've been offered contracts, right? But here's what, let me tell you, the one label that I would sign to, right, I don't know that I would say Young Money, but the only label who I would sign to today would probably be to Yo Gotti them, bro. Here's what I'm saying that. So yeah, so Yo Gotti has CMG, right, as his record label. And most of his artists, the big artists especially, while they're signed to CMG, they're all mainly managed by Rock Nation. So Moneybagg Yo, Yo Gotti as an artist. I don't know what Black Youngster is, but every single person who is signed to them has no money issues. I've never heard anybody who's signed to them say they've ever had any issues money-wise, contract-wise. He keeps them paid. Everybody in his crew is a millionaire. Everybody. But then not just that, though, bro. I just saw this man. So think about this. All right, so Moneybagg Yo, his girl, a year ago for his birthday, bought this man a Lamborghini truck and also bought him like a Bentley Jeep or whatever, right? But then to top that off this year for his birthday, She bought this dude like some land, like 30, 40 acres of land. So Yo Gotti then comes around and says, all right, boom, I'm about to go ahead and buy this man a car that probably costs close to $500,000 as a birthday present. And then Ace Kennedy gives him a duffel bag of $1.5 million though, bro. Now listen, I understand that as a label owner, that you naturally are going to make more money than the artist, right? But I'm saying to be able to just say, Ace, he go $1.5 million in cash, bro. Not happy birthday, bro. Like to me, I'm like, if I'm not getting all of my masters, right, and I can still generate generational wealth with the relationship, I think that it's possible with CMG. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that you used to think that, you know, artists, how would it be signed to an artist, right? Like, I don't think that anybody on Eminem's label would ever be a bigger artist than Eminem, right? But I think Wayne is also an artist, and I think you could arguably say Drake is a bigger artist than Wayne, right? You can say at one point, yes, right. You can say at one point Nicki Minaj was bigger than Wayne at one point. And then you can also look and you can say, well, you know what? Moneybagg Yo might be, I know right now he's better or hotter than Yo Gotti. And so I think that he has no problem at all with realistically letting another artist shine and their light be brightest or bigger than theirs, brighter than theirs. And so I see them doing it the right way, though, man. Yeah. The only ones I was signed to was CMG, though, bro.
Not even TDE.
I wouldn't listen. TDE, the boys was just talking about the same thing. I just saw SZA complaining about her label holding music, putting music out. I have seen Kendrick. Kendrick basically said this is gonna be my last album. I have yet to see Schoolboy Q, who I loved his first album. I haven't seen Schoolboy Q put out another album since then. But no. Label wise,
what about J. Cole's label?
So that is interesting that you say that, right? Dreamville. I wouldn't even say Dreamville either. I think that for some reason, bro, and this is the crazy thing, Dreamville, if you really look at their artists, they have some very talented artists that are signed to them. Specifically, I like JID. I think he is the truth. Got one of the best flows going. I think the problem is, though, is that I just think that he would be signing to them would be like signing a Drake. I don't know that the artist will ever be bigger than the CEO as an artist.
Well, breaking news, as we was just talking about it, Dune officially gets a sequel. Just reported by Variety.
Comes out in 2003. 2023, right?
I think so. Or might even be 4. I think it said 3 years.
Man, if they gonna be in all of these things that way, they gonna lose me, bro.
You ain't going nowhere because
I might not come back.
You're gonna be too invested. Don't even try it.
They gonna lose me, man. They gonna lose me. And,
look, and then on top of that, you ain't even go to the theater to see it. You watched it in the confines of your home.
Listen, bro, I watched that thing laid up on the couch, though, bro. I mean, I'm talking about I was laid smooth up, bro.
Yeah, we broke that thing up in 2 days, bro.
Oh, really? No, I watched it all the way straight through. Well, and here's the thing, too, though, right? There were some parts where, because I may have went to go grab something to eat real quick and snacks, I paused it, rewinded it just to make sure. And because I was the only one watching it, it took me like an extra maybe 10 minutes after rewinding to make sure I ain't missed nothing. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Listen, sandworms, bro.
Oh man, listen. Don't get me wrong. I mean, just back on this Doom. I did think that it was dope that how everybody was scared of the sandworms and how they basically sucked up a whole tractor for all the harvesting that they was doing, and then to see this girl riding it like it's a horse, I thought that was like fire, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like this, but if they keep clipping these things like that though, man. Nah.
Yeah, that black chick was about to ride it too before she got sniped out.
I was wondering that. So
Yeah,
I was like,
that's what she had them hooks for. She's getting ready to ride one.
See,
I hope you didn't think she was finna fight it.
no, I thought she got the hooks basically to like when they come that she can clamp on to the dirt or something like that and not fall into the mouth or whatever. I didn't know, and it's funny, I didn't even put those two together until you just said that, bro.
Yeah, she was getting ready to ride it because she was feminine or femin or whatever the name of their species.
Furman.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of which, while we all hopping all over the place, I love the blue eye thing, bro.
Yeah.
I thought that was super duper fire, though, man.
Yeah.
Love that, though, man.
Yeah, that boy Jason Momoa was cold, bro.
Dog, listen. He looks like listen, bro. Listen, bro. You know what I think is funny? He looks like a complete lame with no facial hair, bro. Listen, bro, he looks like a complete lame. I would be, listen, bro. I wouldn't believe a woman who finds him to be incredible. Look, I know a lot of women find him to be incredibly a sexy guy. That's their thing. You would be hard pressed for me to believe that you feel the same way after seeing him with no beard, no mustache, nothing. Because you know what's crazy, bro? He looked almost like how Otis on wrestling looked with no beard and everything clean shaved. It looked weird to me to see him like that, bro.
Yeah, and it's crazy because ain't nobody gonna get that reference but me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he looked like, when he went and shaved his beard off, he just went and looked like somebody put a whole different head on him, though, bro. Like,
yeah, it was crazy.
It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah.
No.
I think from now on, bro, Josh Brolin is Thanos, bro. I ain't never calling him Josh Brolin ever again.
He
bro.
sounds too much like Thanos for me to hear him in it. Because this is what's funny, right? So this is the thing about it. Okay, so this is how weird it is. I don't remember too many other movies that he's been in.
Yeah.
Where I knew that he was Cable.
Yeah.
Right, and Thanos. Them the only movies that I've ever seen him in.
Nah. You seen him in that other movie where I think Gerard Butler was an undercover cop or something. Oh my gosh. Was it like American Gangster? Wasn't he like a dirty cop or something like that?
Not Gerard Butler.
No. Thanos was the dirty cop.
No, not a movie with Gerard Butler.
Okay, there is
maybe I'm thinking maybe not American Gangster. It definitely wasn't.
What I'm saying there is a movie. We'll talk about other stuff, but I'm gonna tell you.
Like this was funny. I don't remember. I don't remember him. There's. It's funny because there are certain people who they may be older artists that I just don't really remember him in.
Right.
And here's what's crazy. Brittany Rose said he was in Sicario, and what I think is crazy is that I just don't remember him. I only remember Benicio del Toro in there, and Brittany Rose said American Gangster.
Yeah, I think
he was in it. Which one was he? Was he the one that owned was he the one with the Mustang? The cop that had the Mustang.
Yeah, and he was he had the stuff in the trunk.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't remember him. I don't remember him as a main guy in any other movie. So for me, yeah, he's always going to be Thanos, bro. Like every time I hear his voice, I think Thanos, man.
Yeah. And he was in Sin City. Okay.
I do remember his voice in Sin City. Now that you mentioned it, bro.
And he was in Men in Black 3.
I watched Men in Black 3, and I don't remember him in Men in Black 3.
True Grit.
No, I've never seen True Grit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. He was in American Gangster. So that was the movie I was thinking of. Yeah.
I just don't remember him as the main guy in a movie. So yeah, he's always gonna be.
He was in Goonies. Okay. It's the only reason why I remembered him in American Gangster because he was still like real hard. Like he was like talking crazy to people. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a dirty cop.
Well, you know what? That's just like my boy. What's my boy who was Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan's Qui-Gon.
Oh, you okay.
Quagmire.
I have a special set of skills.
Listen, before he was in
Liam Neeson, bro.
Liam Neeson, golly. Liam Neeson, what's funny about that is that Liam Neeson, I remember him in Star Wars. Star Wars was the first time I had ever seen him in a movie, bro.
You ain't
I
seen
remember
Taken?
seeing. See what?
Taken.
No. Taken came out after Star Wars.
Oh, see, I knew him from Darkman.
He was in Batman, but I thought that he did he was
man. But yeah, he was in Batman. Though.
He was in Batman, but that was after Taken, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of the movies that I had, and people have always named a bunch of movies that he was in. I was like, nah, I never saw him before Star Wars. And then after that, it's almost like, to me,
that was
he was a new actor at 50 years old, bro.
He took all the Sean Connery roles.
Yes, that's exactly what it was, though, bro. Got the cool little accent where you can't really tell where he's from in the UK, though, man.
Listen, bro, if he make another Taken movie, like if another person in his family get taken, something wrong.
He just sounds like it. There's a movie, Ice Road, that he's in on Netflix, and it feels like it's, oh yeah, you didn't win, you trying to save somebody else or whatever. Like any movie he's saving somebody, yeah, he sounds like.
Yeah, I know this is off course, but you just made me think. Have you seen The Foreigner with Jackie Chan?
I have not, and let me tell you, I started watching it because this was funny. I tried to start watching it with Neat, and the fact that it was Jackie Chan and she was never getting past it. But I saw like the first 15 minutes of it, and it looks dope. And I've never had a chance.
It's so dope, bro, because it's it ain't like, it's not like a comedy. Like he's very serious in it.
Yeah. He's trying to find out where his daughter at, right?
Like 100%.
Yeah. But it's I like I said, I've never watched it all the way through though. No.
And last thing, bro, one of my favorite movies of all time is Crash. Had Ludacris in it. It's like where stuff is happening in the movie. There's a bunch of known actors in it, right? But every story within the movie connects to something else. Bro, I'm telling you, you gotta watch Crash, bro.
You gonna make me check the Google.
Listen, you gotta watch Crash, bro. It's an old movie, but it's epic.
Oh damn, I'm looking here. There's a lot of people in here. Terrence Howard in there, man. Brendan Fraser is in there. Sandra Bullock, Don Cheadle.
Yeah, bro, you have got to watch Crash, bro. I don't care. Listen, yeah. I did see Crash. Crash is epic because Crash is the one with my girl Tawny Newton in it, and they get pulled over because she was going ahead and going down on the boy in the car. And then, they got pulled over and he was wigging and he was getting questioned about how black or how lack of black he was and everything. So, yeah. I saw everybody's stories was intertwined.
Yeah. I did see Crash. Crash.
Bro, man, hey, we sending the alarm. We sending the alarm out for these Lakers, bro.
Bruh. I think it's still early.
Okay.
I think it's still early, but I only say, listen, what I am concerned about Russ, bro.
I'm not.
Listen, this boy is turning the ball over. He's already leading the league in turnovers early. And mind you, what I'm concerned about is that what makes me concerned is that I would have said, all right, you know what? If he would have led, and I think he did lead the league in turnovers last year, even though he had the triple-double season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at the Wizards, and I'm thinking like, all right, well, listen, man, I can see why when he was with the Wizards and how he was at OKC, that he would have led the league in turnovers, because at the end of the day, you ain't playing with the most stellar lineup. But when I'm looking at this Lakers team, and I think that they, on paper, have enough scoring to win the championship, and you're leading the league in turnovers on this team, it tells me that you're doing too much, bro.
And I can't say that because I be watching the games, right? So the Lakers have more issues than Russell. They not losing these games because of Russell. they're losing these games because people aren't doing like you got a bunch of people that used to be the guy in this together that's trying to defer to LeBron, and then LeBron's trying to do everything. It's going to iron itself out. And the thing is that for one, Russ did the exact same thing in Washington and then put Washington on his back and they made the playoffs. He did the same thing in Houston. He has to figure it out. That's just Russ. So my thing is, I would be concerned if this was the first time this happened. He did it in Houston. He did it in Washington. And Houston, they went to the finals, or they went to what the Western Conference Finals when he was with them. So, and then, like I said, Washington made it to the playoffs, and they hadn't in quite some time. So there's and Russ was there. You can't tell me he ain't gonna figure it out, bro.
I don't. This is my thing. I do agree with you that they have a lot of other things. It's chemistry, right?
100%.
You know, the thing that surprised me though is when I did see the altercation between AD and Dwight Howard.
Yeah.
Right. I thought that was like, and here's why this is the issue that I had, because I've never looked at Anthony Davis like he was a tough guy. Right. And the big thing that I always look at, you and I talk about it, bro, as fragile as you are, your body, you're the last person that should be involved with a scuffle, because you would get into a shoving match and come out with a pulled Achilles, or you might pull your hamstring in a scuffle.
Yeah, but he grabbed Dwight Howard like Dwight Howard won't put them hands on him.
Yes, and so that's what I'm thinking, like, okay, you know what, listen, bro, this is my thing about it. With AD's history, if Dwight Howard would have punched him in his face, he would have fooled around and broke his jaw, and Anthony Davis is out for the whole season. Right. He seems like he's that fragile to me, though, bro.
He don't understand. People be thinking, like, they be joking about Dwight Howard's history, thinking Dwight won't fight. Like, Dwight is one of those players that actually will fight. Yeah, he ain't Rondo swinging, but he would. You ain't gonna just be grabbing him though.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I until Rondo, and even then, I don't make too much of it. I think that the people who are real swingers, who will swing, are the people who you wouldn't have guessed. So, like, I would have never guessed that Brandon Ingram would have swung in that scuffle, right? Yeah. That's somebody who I wouldn't have. Now, the thing I think I told you before, I don't think that any NBA player just got hands like that. So maybe like one or two, but I just don't. I think that here's my history with the NBA visually is that there's only been maybe 2 or 3 times where there's been a clean punch thrown in the NBA, and these guys are completely exposed. So it's not like football where you hitting somebody in the helmet. It's not like baseball where usually it's a pitcher fight and you got to run and do this, that, and the other. You're right there. So for that to happen, though, man, it's like I don't believe that NBA players are built like that. This is my thought. Like, people, as a basketball player, right, you gonna talk stuff to let somebody know that they ain't gonna just punk you, but usually it's just all talk, right? Like, if I'm at the court and let's just say somebody's talking, and it doesn't matter how spicy they may say something to me, I'm gonna say something just as spicy, except that I'm prepared, right? But I don't feel like the other person is as prepared. I think that they're just saying it because they have to, right? Nobody wants to look like they soft out there. And I think that that's what happens with NBA players. It's why you don't see fights in rap, right? Nobody wants to be laid out on the floor from a punch. Like, nobody wants to be that one that looks like he can't fight. So you talk because you know that nobody's in the history of the league ever had those kind of fights or scuffles and everything like that.
You already know who was one of the biggest ones who wasn't ready for that smoke, and that's doggone Embiid, bro. Them pictures of Embiid and what was it, Cat?
Yeah. James Johnson is somebody who I believe would. James Johnson is practically a ninja, bro. Like, yeah, he's like I'm for real. He's like a 100th degree black belt in Hapkido or Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Like, yeah, he's like a long ninja though, bro. But like, none of them are though, bro. Like here's my thing about it. So like, Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning squared up, and Larry Johnson was a trained boxer at some point. Like, he was training for like Golden Gloves and never got a clean hit off. And he's supposedly known for them hands. It's like, once that jersey is on, bro, it's like your hands just go out the window. I just don't.
So I think Ben Wallace would go. I think that Steven Jackson will go.
Ron Artest is always on go.
Yeah.
Proven.
What's my boy name? Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes will fight.
Yeah, I like that. I think Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes would.
He definitely would.
But I think but see the thing about it, I think Matt Barnes would, because I think that Matt Barnes was a football player. Right? Okay. Matt Barnes was, from my understanding, bro, Matt Barnes was cold in football, to where he was like All-American or All-State in California for football, and he chose basketball. But I'm talking about somebody who's purely a basketball player. Like, now I don't think, listen, I'm gonna be honest, KG is my guy. KG doesn't strike me as a fighter. He'll talk it, but he might can, but he ain't gonna fight on the NBA court.
I think Harold would, though. Montrez.
See, he's built like it, that you think he would, right? But I don't know, Ace. I'm talking about like,
and the Morris twins look like they would too.
Nah, see, the Morris twins seem like they try to bully people on size, and the fact that
they got in the Boogie.
Nah, bro, listen. So
Boogie
to me,
smoke.
This is what I think. Nobody does. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people think that because they're bigger, that they can just force their will on you. But I don't think that none of them. Like I said, I think that I'm willing to say that there's only 5% of the league actually got hands. And not just saying got hands, and that they really let them things fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And here's the thing. So I laughed because when Brittany said Mello, I laughed because I remember when Kevin Garnett said something about Lala to Carmelo Anthony, talk about his wife tastes good or tastes sweet or something like that. So Mello was all out there by the team's bus trying to call KG out, and KG was not getting off that bus. So that's that. And Tony Allen is about them hands, though.
Tony Allen about a whole bunch of other stuff too.
Yeah.
Hey,
he do all the fraud like stuff.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna take it there, but yeah. Now I will say, last person, bro. Haslam from Miami. He was on what's my boy name that just retired? JJ.
Oh, he was on somebody's neck over there. Who was that? Haslam that had somebody choked on up over there though?
Miami, right? He came. He said, "Bro, I got teed up." What he said, like 32 seconds or something like that. He was at somebody. He told him, he said, "Like, he wasn't playing, bro."
I believe, and this is the thing about it, I think Haslam would let them hands go only because it ain't gonna hurt him to lose minutes, to lose games. He already no. He ain't got nothing to lose though.
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. But I don't. But listen, I do think from watching the games this year, like I said, I think the interesting thing to me though, man, is that I don't like. I'm rooting for OKC to be good. Like, I just want them to. I'm not expecting them to go to the playoffs, but I'm looking for them to grow.
No. I was gonna say, I've been personally watching the games, and there has been growth. Like,
I'm looking only for growth
from game to game. Like, I'm gonna be honest, they legit had an opportunity to beat Philly. They legit had an opportunity to beat.
Listen,
Philly.
I'm gonna be honest with you too, though, bro. This is gonna sound like maybe I'm a hater, and I'm fine with that. It just also makes me want to not root for Philly. Like, I look for Philly and I look to see them get beat like every chance, bro. Like, I can't look at, maybe it's because like I said, I think this is the thing when you was talking about Joel Embiid ain't about that. Like, Joel Embiid seems to me to where like he's too good to be trying to do some of the stuff that he does out here. And so I think that it's always interesting though, man, that when I saw them play against Atlanta, I was like, oh yeah, man. Like, now I practically root against Philly. And especially I liked Ben Simmons and I always like Tobias Harris, but now that Ben Simmons isn't there, like I don't have to necessarily root for them or not root against them though, man. But man, I don't particularly care for them. Philly and the Knicks, like Philly and the Knicks are like the two teams that I typically root against, though.
So is there a level of concern now for the Nets? Like, these boys been losing, and the boy Kyrie ain't there, and KD getting sick of answering them questions.
I'm not that concerned. You know why? I'm not that concerned because here's the thing about it. I think that now the NBA is so the NBA made a refereeing decision, a rules decision on that drawing fouls, right? Not necessarily the kick foul, but also the drawing the foul in the paint, right? And so I think that what's different is that James Harden is being refereed differently, right? Whereas James Harden prior to this year would average like 10 free throws a game because he was just good at drawing fouls. And the rules, the idea behind the rules, yeah, we want to see the stars play. We don't want to just come out here just to watch y'all shoot free throws all day. And I think that what's happening though, bro, is that I think that James Harden is just is going to have to figure out how he can just going back to just getting buckets, but it's that balance though, right? I think that James Harden is just going to have to figure out, all right, when to be more assertive. And if he's running point guard, that's what I think their issue is. But I think that I'm not that concerned. I'm not any more concerned for them than I am for the Lakers.
Well, I did hear them say that they are listening to trade.
And Brittany Rowe, when you ask, is James, even me who hates on James Harden sometimes, I still acknowledge that he is a superstar. You can't be the MVP and not. You can't average 35 points in the game for however way you do it. You can't and not. And then he led the league in assist assist averages. Yeah, he's superstar status. He just I used to just hate how he get buckets. So
yeah. I agree. He's definitely got to figure it out. But I do like the fact that he did call out the league for basically trying to change because of his ability to do what he does. I mean, that's just weird to me. They taken away the swipe. I remember when Kevin Durant used to be the swipe king. Like, you stick your hand in. Because he was so tall, you would stick your hand in, and that was easy for him.
Well, let me tell you what I think is crazy, though, right? What I think is crazy is somebody who they don't call that on is Chris Paul. I was laughing because I was watching. I was trying to explain something to Lynn. I said, Chris Paul is probably the master at getting these extra points that you just are unaccounted for. And I tried to explain it to him during the playoffs last year. And I said, just listen. I said, the Lakers are, it was the 8-minute mark when they played against the Lakers, and they were already in the bonus, right? The one thing that's different, and so in the NBA, the bonus after like 7 fouls, whatever. So they picked up 7 fouls early, but on their way to the 7 fouls, Chris Paul is mindful. Okay, they got 5, they got 6. Now they got to go ahead and do it. So I'm watching Chris Paul baiting people, right? Baiting them into the foul. And then when he's not baiting them, they're giving him the space. So now he got Carmelo Anthony guarding him, and you can't come up on them 3 feet. And he's shooting the jump shot. And what I thought was crazy is that he would basically, when he'll wait, once they stick their hand out there, he didn't just swipe and go up. He actually was swiping drive and then draw it that way, though, right? And so before you know it, they're in the bonus, and he's shooting two. And I was like, it's super smart how Chris Paul does that, though, bro.
He is
at his size,
floor general, bro. For real.
Yeah. It's brilliant to watch him do that. And it's different. KD doing it at 6'10", could jump over people, whatever. But to see Chris Paul still being able to, use your defense or lack thereof against him, I think it was brilliant. It's incredible to watch him do that, man.
Yeah. Well, last thing before we get out of here, bro, my boy Dave Chapelle finally responded, bro.
Yeah.
He finally responded. So, he always had a plan. So he back when the pandemic started, he was trying to figure out a way for comedians to still get paid. And he shot a documentary of him doing his neighbor allowed him to shoot comedy stuff or to do comedy in his cornfield. people, I mean, they had like the whole thing where you had to get tested, this, that, and the other. He was bringing different comedians in. They was getting paid, whatever. Whoop-de, whoop-de, whoop. Everything was going straight until Dave Chappelle himself got COVID. And then once he was over it, then he started doing it again, which inspired Kevin Hart to do his whack stand-up that he did on Netflix. So the thing was that he's in overseas now doing his tour. And so he was, how Dave does. Dave will sit there and just have a conversation, but just certain things that he say just is funny. And so he basically was like, listen, I do not believe everything that you hear in the media. He said, they said that they gave me an invitation to come talk to the community. He said, not true. If they would have given me the invitation, I would have taken it. And he said, and I don't still, he said, but but I said what I said, and I've heard what you said, obviously. Like, how can I not hear what you said? Because it's everywhere. And he says, but you're telling me that you want a safe working environment for Netflix, but it seems like I'm the only one that's not allowed in the building. And he said, now I will sit down and talk with you all, but I'm still trying to figure out what we're supposed to be talking about. But he said, I here's the thing. We can talk, but I'm not meeting y'all's demands. Not gonna happen. He said, and I have some not demands, but like what you call it, like there's some criteria that has to happen in order for us to meet. Number one, you have had to have seen my special from beginning to end. Then we will meet when I say we're meeting at the appointed place at the appointed time that I set. And then you have to admit that some person isn't a funny comedian or something like that. But basically, all I'm saying, he said, like, listen, I had this movie that I was been shooting, and I've submitted it to different places, and all these people had greenlit me to come do this, do that. He said that when the scandal happened or when the thing happened, he said people were declining me to do it. He said, so I have a 10-city tour that I'm doing, it, Atlanta being one of them. He said, and you're going to be able to see from beginning to end what the movie that I was trying to bring. He said that they're trying to stop me from doing. He was like, at the end of the day, this is just corporate America trying to tell me what I can and cannot say. Not gonna happen. And so I love that he's still standing firm, because Dave Chappelle he's not like nobody runs him. If this was Kevin Hart, this would have been over. Kevin would have came out, apologized, it would have been over. Just like he did with the Oscars thing, right? Dave Chappelle isn't under any of that stuff. Like, them trying to cancel him is not gonna work. Like, they are going about it the wrong way. For one, like I said, if you haven't seen the special, then your words is mute to me. Like, if my thing is that when it comes to this community, how are you preaching equality if he's not allowed to talk about you like he does everybody else? Because Dave Chappelle talks about everybody. That's equality. You can get these jokes just like they can get these jokes. That's the way I feel.
I like that he said, man, I will not be summoned.
Right.
Yeah, like, y'all ain't gonna summon me and then I'm gonna show up on somebody's time, somebody's dime. Like, nah. I don't listen, man. I listen. The most American thing you can do is have choice. So if you say that you want to choose to just not listen to Dave Chappelle, then that's perfectly fine. If you want to say, I'm going to personally cancel him, and by personally cancel him, I'm going to no longer support, you have every right to do that. There is enough variety out there for you to go ahead and do that at the same time. But my thing is that I think that when it comes to this cancel culture, I think that people are looking for entire communities to do the exact same thing. And so it's almost like this. Ace, I laugh. It's almost like how when black people say, oh, you know what? They invited to the barbecue, right? Who gets invited to the barbecue, right? And it's just almost like by you saying that, you're saying, oh, all black people, you invited to amongst the black community, we are inviting you to be among us, right? Which is hilarious, because there's a dude on TikTok who is like the gatekeeper. His whole thing is the gatekeeper. He is the one who invites, who formally sends someone the invitation to the barbecue. It's to the cookout. It's hilarious though, bro. Um, but I just think that is one thing though, man. If you personally do it, some people just feel like, and I get that maybe you feel like your voice alone isn't enough, so you gotta get everybody. But even if that's the case, though, if the entire trans community or gay community decided that they are going to boycott Dave Chappelle or do whatever, then I guess my thing is that do that then. But you is that where does that? That's a percentage of it, right? Do you expect that everybody is supposed to like? Come on, man!
Bro, it's not gonna happen. And my thing is that again, you can't tell me that you're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle if you didn't listen to his whole thing. For one, this is the third installment of this particular thing. So all of these jokes that he said is from the previous two. Like this is the closing of it. So like I don't know what the plan is here, but it's gonna be unsuccessful. And because here's the thing, let's just say worst case scenario, because Dave Chappelle already has the backup plan, right? Let's say for one, he's already got paid by Netflix. His deal is done for one. For two, let's say Netflix did decide to remove it from Netflix. He's already got the tour set up to do the closer tour. It's one of those things, bro. Like I love the way he markets himself, because even his response being on YouTube, just like it was with everything else, like because he even said y'all saw a piece of the excerpt of the documentary already with the 846. So it's the dude is just a genius, and so nah, bro, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work.
No cap.
No cap.
Hey, like no cap, like Birdman. Listen, we can get on out of here on this one though, man. He said my sister felt offended by the clips that were being played, and I sat her down. I sat down with her and watched the special, and she was like, "Oh, why are they offended again?" Because they're sissies, man. People are wussies these days, though, man. Like, oh my gosh, man, people are so easily offended. And this is my thing. I just think that sometimes, though, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you can make certain references about black things that are typically associated with being degrading to black people, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but at the same time, it's like, all right, well, I'd look at that like, regardless of what anybody else feels about something. If I ain't rocking with somebody behind something that they said, then that's just that, though, bro. Like, people got choice, though, man. And so, but you can choose to be easily offended, but I don't know, man. People these days are just wussies, bro. Like, I can't imagine. I would have never imagined from our generation, bro. Our generation is now spawning the new generation. I guess I would have never guessed, and maybe our generation should be it. Looking at the flip side of it, I guess I just would have never thought that our generation would be a part of something like that. But then maybe we should be the generation, right? Because maybe we were the ones that kind of received all that negative, part of it, and we just thought it was regular. Maybe it's our job to teach this next generation that it isn't cool or whatever. But
the
I don't
thing
know, man.
is, though, bro, we grew up in an era with intent. It was all about intent. And Brittany, we talked about that at the beginning of the show. But yeah, it's intent, man. At the end of the day, like I said, we used to say some stuff that was just like regular. Like I'm just waiting for the day when they change wife beaters. I'm waiting for the day.
I just remember like this. I just remember like Doc, I think about that. I'm talking about even watching something on television. The television just was at the time, bro. I just remember television was truly a reflection of just, and maybe, like I said, times change, right? And so maybe this is a changing of the times. So I don't know, like we say that, like, yo, you could, back in our day, dude, you could have said this and everybody would have just been cool with it. You could never say that now. Like, maybe that's a good thing. I don't know.
I just think that you got to be comfortable talking to who you comfortable talking to. Here's my thing. I just hate now when we're having a conversation and you have to qualify everything that you say when you say it. Like I'll be having a conversation with somebody and they'll say something that's borderline risque or something, and then they have to explain it and then continue the conversation. Like, bro, I'm not that, like, it's fine. Like I can judge by your intent. And if I have concerns about something that you say, then I can address that. But you don't have to every time you say something like break down everything you say to make sure that you're gonna be PC safe. Like, nah.
Oh,
Bro.
that is funny. That I didn't think about that though. She said that boy Sean King said, "You have me suicidal, suicidal, and you say it's over." I used to love that song too, bro. But I did hear though. I remember a while back when that song came out, they were bleeping that part of it. Listen, man, kids are way more impressionable nowadays, man, than I think that we were, and maybe we were. And because we were so impressionable back
Charles,
then that
we
we
ain't
can
never ate
pass
no
it.
dang old Tide Pods, bro. Stop.
Nah, we didn't eat Tide Pods, but we've done some things too, though, bro.
Name something comparable that we did that we like eating Tide Pods.
Oh man, I can't even think of nothing right now.
Exactly.
You got me thinking I would have the cricket. If I would have to, you gave me the cricket zone over here now. And we did something, bro. Hold on. You gonna make me think about it now. I can't think. So this is the thing about it. I can't think. I can't think about it now, right? Because it was so normal that I probably didn't think it was wrong. But I'm sure there's something that we did. Oh man, yeah, like oh man, like here's the thing, not something that we did, but you know, like we used to say like something was retarded. You know what I'm saying? And that was like a regular thing.
Yeah, but that's not doing anything crazy, right? What I'm saying is doing like we've done harmful things, like we went out drinking bleach and yeah.
Oh yeah. Here we go. People did used to sniff glue. I do remember people who used to sniff glue in middle school.
Man, the only thing I did with glue was to put it on my hand and let it dry so I could peel it off.
No. I remember kids. I remember in 6th grade, some of the kids who was heavy early though, man. And I remember some kids who used to sniff glue. That was the thing. You sniff glue to get a high from sniffing glue. So different
or
ones.
the air freshener, spraying it in the plastic bag. And
Yeah. We just said we used to do some stuff though, bro. Yeah.
Still wouldn't eat no Tide Pods though.
That we didn't do no Tide Pod. Which is let me tell you how I knew that we was getting old too, though, bro. I saw this on the internet. Not the internet, but I saw this on TikTok, matter of fact. But I saw that they was like, yo, I knew it was some teachers who were like in their early 30s, right? They was like, I know that I'm getting old because the high schoolers are having a day where they have to dress like the 2000s, right? So you see these kids, they got a video of it. The kids is out there looking like a Chingy video, a Nelly video, the old look just like that. So I laughed because Landon and them are having a day where it's like that. It's like dressed like the 90s, 2000s, and Landon's like, yeah, can I wear some of your pants? Because I want to get some big baggy pants and everything like that, though, man. So he got his whole outfit that's lined on up.
I know you got some boot cuts in your closet.
I ain't got no more boot cuts, but on him, now on him, the pants look big though, man. And so I ain't got no boot cuts.
But I got rid
of all them boot cuts, man.
Yeah, it's crazy though, right? How much though the 80s has an influence on pop culture today, and that's where we came from.
Well, so that's why I think that for us, like so this is the thing that's interesting though, bro. I think the 80s influenced the 90s real heavily, right? And what I don't quite remember though is I don't remember the 90s quite influencing. Maybe, yeah, it did. The early 2000s, because the same way how we had baggier, like cross-color stuff back in the mid 90s. By the time the late 90s came around and Sean John started to come out and more of the streetwear was the thing, it was based off of stuff from the 90s, though, man. But I don't know where the skinny jeans thing, where that, like, I know that rockers used to wear the skinny jeans, but I don't remember Wayne maybe, but I don't know how. Wayne and the boys. What's the boys? The pack. Then what's the boys who I knew were the first ones that were wearing skinny jeans though, man. And
you remember we used to wear them big old white t-shirts, bro? The extra long tees.
See, okay, so I never wore the
I'm not
extra
talking about
long.
you. I'm not talking about you,
but I'm saying, yeah. I remember. Listen. I shout out to my boy PBR who's on. Every time I think about the white tees, I remember because this is Atlanta, right? So when this actually was the thing, what was funny is that they would have the long white tees where you basically the shirt came down basically to their knees. You barely saw the bottom of their pants. And what was funny is that they would have the sticker, the red sticker that said extra long or extra, whatever, still on the shirt. So one time I'm on Peachtree and we driving, me and PBR, we whipping it. I'm probably in the Sebring. We out here doing it, or in the 626. And we see a crew of like 6 or 7 dudes walking to go to this club though, man. And they all had the extra long, extra tall white tees though, man. And it was, and I'm not gonna, it was never my thing, but it still looked, it looked like they were a group, bro, that everybody had all long white tees on, bro. It was crazy though, bro. Yeah, Atlanta, listen, Atlanta was on fire, bro, when white tees came on out though, man. This was a shout out to the homeboy Courtney checking in also, but this was when the song White Tee, Lean With It, Rock With It, the whole snap movement though, man. That it was fire though in Atlanta though, man. But I don't know. You know what I do used to, the thing that I did think was what was real dope in Atlanta was they used to have these trap jackets where the jacket almost looked like a bomber jacket, but it had like, it looked like how if you saw the inside print of a jacket, but it was the outside of the jacket. It was weird, but it was this print. It wasn't like a goose down jacket. But I just remember seeing a lot of people where I thought that was cool. I had a black one and a brown one, and it was dope. I remember they had those, man, and we never got cold enough to have like bubbles like y'all have out there, though, man. But it was the diamond print shirt jackets where the stitching was on the diamond. I thought those was fire, though, bro.
Yeah.
But listen though, bro. If you saw if you took a snapshot of boys in the hood, we some boys in the hood sell anything for profit. And that was, I bet you if I showed Landon that, he would look at that like, what is y'all doing out here with these big old pants on, bro?
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Well, look, man. Make sure y'all join us Friday for the Slash Brothers Halloween party. Again, if you are going to be in costume, either send us a pic or jump on. We'll send you the link so you can jump on, show everybody what's up. Join us for the Slash Brothers Halloween party this Friday.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Skinny, can we get that music? Because I'm hungry, boy.
Yeah, well, I was about to play the wrong thing.
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you smell what the rock